More than a dozen U.S. lawmakers are demanding Google take action against search results leading users to, quote, anti-abortion fake clinics.
So they cite these new reports showing that people who are Googling around for information on abortion are being steered toward places that do not actually provide the services that they're looking for. Virginia Senator Mark Warner and Michigan Representative Alyssa Slotkin are leading a group of lawmakers urging Google to crack down on what they're calling misleading search results. And they claim that certain of these searches and advertisements are, in fact, pushing content that deter women from getting the abortions that some are seeking. Congress members cite data from the Center for Countering Digital Hate that's behind all this, and Google has not responded to a request for comment.
Right, and CBS News tech reporter Dan Patterson joins us now for more on all of this. Hi, Dan. So can you detail what exactly the Center for Countering Digital Hate found to fuel these lawmakers' claims that Google is pushing manipulative abortion content?
Yeah, Tanya. So they found that when people searched for sexual or reproductive health, especially in regions where abortion is a battleground issue, they found that many of the advertisements that came up on the top of these search results would often steer users to ideologically driven, non-scientific clinics that were disguised as science-driven, right, or doctor clinics or something that you might expect. Many of these clinics did not perform services at all.
But how is that happening? How is somebody or whoever's behind this sort of changing of the search results managing to do this?
Well, we did reach out to Google for comment, and we should say that these aren't necessarily the search results, the organic search results that you're presented, but instead they are search ads that show up on top of the search results. But many of these ads they look very much like organic results. And often when you're searching in a state of heightened anxiety, you could be steered to click one of these without maybe slowing down to think that this is an ad.
So lawmakers then are demanding that Google not take this advertising money, or what are they asking for?
Well, they're asking Google Alphabet chief Sundar Pichai to examine their advertising policies when it comes to misinformation and disinformation, if these are, in fact, intentionally designed to drive women away from reproductive health services. They're saying that this could be in violation of a number of Google policies.
Does Google have a policy about misleading advertisements in general? In other words, disguising an ad to look like political content or to look like genuine search content? Like
well,
in
actually,
this case?
I mean, I guess, to make it a more pointed question, Google would allow, if you're looking for how to put this in a way that, Google would allow advertisers to try to steer people in all sorts of directions for all sorts of things, right? So what is it about this particular type of advertising that is in violation potentially of Google's policies?
Well, Tanya and Tony, the lawmakers contend that these could be in violation of a number of policies. And if they're not, they're asking that Google perhaps change their policies so that women could potentially not be put at risk by misleading advertisements.
I mean, even in normal advertisements, there are regulations about what an advertisement can pretend to be, right? I mean, you can't have you see those little things where say this is an advertisement in small writing on top of something that looks like it's supposed to be a news story, for instance, right? I mean, isn't that...
That is correct. And these ads are typically labeled as ads. However, I don't know about you, but I've often performed searches and it looks as though I'm clicking on something that is pretty authentic. And often it's easy to miss
the little
that
fine
little
print.
promoted link. Yeah.
That makes sense. So to Tony's question then, are these lawmakers asking Google to not have ads at all pop up when people are looking for search content?
I mean, this is an unusual area to have advertisements at all.
Exactly.
Exactly. They're asking Google to examine the policies that are already on the books, and if they don't have policies that directly prohibit this, to examine potential paths towards changing their advertising policies.
Makes sense.
And be skeptical about what you click on online.
Yeah, that's our number one tip, is to not just be skeptical, Tony, but one thing that you can do right now is to make sure that you perform a search on a number of different search engines, DuckDuckGo, Bing, and Google. This will allow you to see a different set of results and perhaps get something that is a little more objective.
Makes sense. All right.
Speaking of objective, I do love DuckDuckGo, I will say.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I like DuckDuckGo.
It's okay. You're allowed to like it.
Dan Patterson, thank you very much.
Good to
Thanks,
see
Dan.
you.